Hi everyone, this is John Michael for a new episode of GM Insect Discovery. So in the last episode I show you how I set up this vivarium and also that one. So that one for now we can forget about it. He isn't important for now since he is ready to go, but until I have some insect in there it doesn't matter. This one though, he already have some plants and moss, so we immediately need to take care of it. So this plant is this vivarium is really good, but now in this we have what I call the piece of resistance. So we have worm, we have isopod, or at least I think this is how you call it in English. And we have multiple millipede as well. So let's start with the worm. Sorry, just going to stick it in the water a little because he is feeling a little. Well, you need some water. So the earth. What will they do for you? What the earth will really do is the worm. Sorry, I still call them earth for no reason. The worm. The worm will eat earth. There you go. This is where I was going with that. And it will also eat decaying matter. So all the dead tissue of vegetable and everything, these little earth will eat it. They will also dig a lot in the substrate, so it will provide some aeration for the root system of your plants. So worms are essential for your vivarium. So I just put him there. He's going to crawl his way back in the earth. The earth, yeah. And as you can see, he have many space to dig his little burrow and live a happy life. So we don't care about him anymore. As long as there is some earth, as long as there is some moisture in the earth, he will be fine. Then we have, well, I'm going to put all the worms in there. So, oops, another one, and a bigger one. So with earth. Worms, sorry, I keep messing that. With worms, you can really have a lot in the vivarium, and really all the animals I show you in there, they're contrary of in the aquarium. Those you can stock as many as you want in a vivarium, and they will reproduce like crazy. And they are really essential. So, oh, I'm trying to catch the big worm. There we go, I say it properly this time. So the big worm. And the moss and the rocks are really essential for all these animals. It will provide them good shelter and a lot of humidity. So for all the animals I will show you today, what you really want to take care of is humidity and have enough of food for them. So the worm, they will eat decaying matter and the earth. Now let's go on to millipedes. I have two sorts of millipede. So I have the standard millipede, the normal one, the one we're used to see. Millipede, they are nocturnal, pretty much everything are nocturnal in there. And you won't really see them, but they will do their job properly. And yeah, once you will see them maybe once or twice, or well, I'm not sure what I'm trying to say, but you won't see them really as often as other animals, but they're in there, they're doing their job, they're reproducing, and this is great. They really like to eat decomposition matter, so if you don't have a green thumb, this is perfectly fine. You just have to convert your vivarium into a deadleaf vivarium. So, and everybody in there will be happy. So, I'm just picking up another millipede, sorry, bad camera. So another millipede. And, sorry, oops. This is another type of millipede. He will do the same job, but he really doesn't look like the others. I'm just going to put some water on my fingers. Now we have my favorite, the isopod. Sorry. Isopod are great. They will reproduce easily. I have a pretty good colony, but what I want to show you is that in there is millipede and isopod, and what I'm trying to pick up right now, this isn't an isopod. This is actually a millipede, and I want to show you his defense mechanism, and that way you can clearly know that he is a millipede instead of isopod. And this is because he is able to roll itself in a little ball like that, and really this is a good way for him to protect his legs and soft weak spot. So I'm going to, he is really big, by the way. So boop, and boom, the little ball have transformed like a Bakugan or something. And then there is the isopod. So those one, they are isopod, but both live together, and they really don't care for the other species. They really do the same job, live at the same place, and even live together. Like right now, there is a millipede and isopod right now. So the gray one right here is actually a millipede, and the one, oh sorry, and the one just below him is a isopod. But really, as you can see, they don't care. They all like the same thing, so they really need moisture. If you have rocks like this one, this is perfect for them. They will hide in there. They're really great. So now I want to show you a pregnant one. Sorry, while I'm... Oh, yeah. So this is a pregnant one, and the way you can tell is the yellow stuff, like the yellow sac on her belly. This is actually where the eggs are, and when the eggs are ready to hatch, they hatch in there, and then one day, boom, this yellow sack of eggs just pop out, and all the baby burst away. Sorry, so yeah, that's a pregnant one. And sadly my cell phone doesn't want to focus on it. So I'm just going to pour all the others in there. Make sure I didn't forget any. So yeah, isopod, millipede, and worms, they are really the earth, not the art and the art of the vivarium. They are really what makes the vivarium works at its best. And I strongly suggest to keep those vivarium in the open area like that, because a bigger cleanup crew will eventually come. So really tiny insect and crustaceous will clandestinely go in your vivarium. And this is good because they will do the exact same job. They are just tinier. But yeah, as you can see, they are already exploring and enjoying the moss and such. And oh, sorry, there is a big fly. Alright, does the fly have done? Yeah. So those type of insect, well, no, they are not insect, arthropod. They're really great. They won't bother any animals that you will put in there. They will be a source of food for some animals. Like for instance, I was feeding my frogs mainly on isopod and worms, but I pour so many isopod in there, and they reproduce like crazy, so I'm not worried too much. And once in a while, I just put more isopod and millipede and such in this, so I make sure that everything is alright. I'm not sure if wolf spiders or insects like that will actually eat them, but usually they just let them just let them go, since they all have pretty hard exoskeleton, too hard to pierce, and they just don't look so good to eat. But yeah, they are totally harmless, totally pacifist, and really useful. They are like the corridoras and the shrimp of your little setup. So I hope you have learned something new today, and I hope you like this little setup. Totally improvised of today, but yeah, a cool little setup that I can put like a main insect in there. I don't know what I will put in there really. Or oh, when my if one of my big female get pregnant and have some eggs, I could possibly just put it in there so she wouldn't be attacked by other spiders, so she could take care of their youngs without fearing being attacked. So yeah, this container is pretty good for many type of insect. I could totally put some cedar spider, like we cellar spider, sorry, like we seen in my previous videos of yesterday. They could be fine in there. I could put pretty much many type of spiders in there, or I could put a praying mantis. A praying mantis would be good in there. I could put really, I could put a lot of insect in there, and spiders also, and they would be perfectly fine with all the isopod and such. The only thing is I would have to cover the vivarium if I had a praying mantis or something, since I don't want it to escape. But other than that, those little isopod and millipede, they will never be able to crawl all the way up. They are not made to climb, so they are pretty much stuck, but they will live a happy life, and I can keep them in there for really long. And don't worry if your plants are dying, if you really are truly bad with plants, don't worry. Those little insects, they will eat the dead leaf and be super happy, so you don't have to worry. In fact, I'm going to have to put some dead leaf in there, so I'm going to do a last update of this tank for today, and after that I will just ask you what you want to see in this. And because I have nothing really planned for this tank, I just created to help you understand how I set up a vivarium. But yeah, let me know what you want in there. I could really do a lot of stuff. I could do a ant colony. Oh, a ant colony. That could be really good in there. But yeah, if I find a praying mantis or something, I could put a lot of things in there. So today I'm going to catch some new insect for the jungle leaf vivarium. So if I see something cool, I might put it in there instead of in there. This is really a better version of my deadleaf vivarium, since in there all the moss is still really healthy and such. But don't worry, if your moss is dying, just pour some water on it. It will grow back really fast. And yeah, pretty nice little ball. So yeah, I'm not going to do as many videos as I did yesterday, but I'm definitely going to have to speak to you about my my fish tank real soon. Bye. Oh, and also if you have more questions about this setup, just let me know. Bye.